Hello. Yes, I'm recording two episodes in one night because it's a short one anyway. I can talk a wee bit longer. And if I make like 1 hour, something like that, I would just record once because talking is tired. So, to begin with, before that, hello there. You're listening to Zolimoli's Thoughts and Knots podcast entry number 3. And I mean, I should really record what I'm drawing, but then I cannot focus two things at once. So it's okay. And once again, this will not be used on this episode because I want to start with something positive and not start with something depressing. I mean, I could, but then if I talk about negative, no one's gonna listen, is what I think. Shouldn't see, I don't really learn whatever I say to someone, like an advice. I don't really follow myself, which is a bad attitude. Don't follow me, but follow me on Instagram. I don't update. Subscribe on YouTube. I'm doing this very earlier. Anyways, to start with this episode, I realized that I am strict to myself and to other people, to the people around myself also. The moment that I realized I'm strict is that I was on this afternoon. I was helping my mom cook. My mom cooked and I helped cook. What am I even saying? Anyways, I was like washing the rice, and then usually I would do it on my own, but then I realized that I can't. However, I also cannot do same way how I cannot draw and talk at the same time. It's the same way I cannot masak nasi and then follow orders that my mom wanted me to do. But then it's not really what my mom wanted me to do, it's just that I needed to help whatever she's doing so that she doesn't something like that. So I'm strict to myself, and I know that because I was washing the rice and then I cooked it. But what I didn't realize is that I forgot to put water. I forgot to include water, so I ended up cooking dry rice. But it was salvageable. Still okay. It's like, and then after like all the cooking and then the cooking part done, I checked the rice. Why is it so light? And I opened, oh crap, I didn't put water. So I felt guilty because I was in charge of the rice. I put myself in charge of the rice. See, I'm straight to myself. And what happened was that I felt guilty, and then because I know that everyone wanted to eat at that time, mostly it's just my mom wanted to eat at that time, but then what's good is that she had time to do her stuff after cooking at least. But what happened afterwards, I felt so guilty to myself. I stressed myself with guilt that I felt that I wanted, to a point where I felt I wanna puke. Yeah, you know, stress, guilt, puke is a thing. Yes, it's a thing. So don't be me. Try not to stress yourself with things that aren't supposed to be. Just, but how I de-stress myself is that I joked about it. Kind of joked, but in a very stoic way, where I told my brother, like, if the rice doesn't nasi tak rasa sedap sangat, or would rasa a bit weird because I cooked the rice first without putting water. I mean, if you admit to a guilt or wrongdoing that you did, I mean, sometimes it's just very, I mean, it's okay, but then if you feel bad about it, you just say it out loud because it eases your heart, your inner self. Anyway, toxic positivity. Yeah, I mean, toxic positivity is something also, it's real. I mean, you may think that being toxic by being negative is like too bad. Toxic positivity is somehow, I think, is worse. It's the same as how to explain what toxic positivity looks like or feel like. Imagine you're bleeding to death and then someone says, it's okay, you're gonna be all right, you will live, and then leave you bleeding. I mean, it's a very gore example that I can give, but it's the first thing that came through my mind. So, go, take it and go. Toxic positivity happens when you're the type of person that says yes to everything and you can't say no, and the environment around you is like, everything's gonna be alright, everything's gonna be okay, the world's not gonna end. I mean, those kind of positivity is good to, to be around. However, if you did something wrong, or pretty much if something really bad is happening around, and then you're like, yeah, this is still okay, the meme, the house on fire and this is fine. Yeah, that is somehow a wee bit of toxic positivity. I'm repeating the same word all around. G. What did I write? Oh my god. Oh yes. And it's like one of another, what do you call, another form of that kind of toxic is that how we as humans, we strive to be better. We may not be perfect, but we want to be better at things. Although time sekolah, people be like, sorry dah tak perfect. It's petty. However, deep down, we all know we all want to be better. Not perfect, better is the keyword. So usually is that whenever we do things, we want to know if we're doing it right, especially if we're doing it the first time. And if you have a guru who is like tutoring or tengok ke, we want to know if you're doing it right or wrong, and it would be better if that guru would be like, you're doing it wrong, you should do this. And it's better that way, instead of like, hey, is this right? Am I doing it right? Yeah, you're doing it right, when it's nothing right. And the moment it's the process, during the process is how do I say, when, for example, you're cooking, it's always cooking because COVID, staying at home made me cook, and I want to know how to cook better. But then my mom be like, macam tak apa, okay je. Well, I'm still cooking, you should just point it out first before I make it wrong. And what's worse is that the worst thing to happen afterwards, when you're like, okay, fine, I'll just do anything I want, and then the outcome is, the worst thing to ever happen. And then the person that should have tanya or tunjuk the right way starts lain kali buat macam ni. Next time buat macam ni, you had the chance to correct me but then you didn't. That is kind of one of ni lah kan. Even with people, I would rather if people point my whatever the bad things I do, like you shouldn't do that. Depending on the circumstances and the depending on the time or depending on whatever I'm facing or whatever I'm in, like I could do bad things and then just want to release some stress because I'm way too much of a too goody shoes kind of person somehow. Wait, where was I? Oh my god, I can't read what I write. Oh yes, as a follow-up is that as much as I want people to correct me for the things that I do wrong, some different people have different way of coping. Mine is that I'm emotional, but I want to be better. My face, I cannot control. I cannot be happy. I can't show a happy face when I'm pissed. I mean, I'll calm down after a few hours or one day after. I mean, it's normal. We were raised to not make mistakes, and the moment we make mistakes, macam you're going to hell for that. Sekolah. I mean, the school that I went to is like that lah. One small mistakes, demerit sampai berpuluh. I think the demerit system is a hoax also. It was never true. Like, it was used to scare people, scare the students. You're gonna get minus points. You know why the demerit system is a big hoax, especially in Intercom during my years lah, is that the demerit points, like, it's always banyak, like negative in 10s, 20s, 50s points minus. And if you're doing things, the good things, no one's gonna look at it first. Second is that, how do I say, the points that they give, the merit that they give would be less than 10. So the system is a hoax. It's used to scare students, and it is used to show who's the boss, which is the teachers. Oh, if I have to share one thing, is that I still hate my counselor. I mean, there are a lot of things that I hate. But then there's one time during SPM, me being in the technical stream, I can say my class is hated every year. Like the technical stream every year, even seniors or the juniors, 1 year only because technical stream gone already. So every senior and even us, our class is hated for us being us, because I don't know, we were called, our class name is Jabir Al-Hayyan. We shorten it to JH. And then you know what the teachers call? Jahannam. So much of a, what do you call? Sekolah integrasi lah. Boo. And one thing that I still remember till now, I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna say the name. But one time, the ones who knows, taula. One time we were the only ones left in the school because hostel, asrama, and at night, since we were the only ones left, our class, one class only, 30 people less than 30 people. You know, the next day we were supposed to have our final paper or something, or the last two paper, something like that. And the surprising, you know how people should give like, well, you know what, guys, good luck, you guys can do it, few more papers and you're gone, bye bye. I mean, that's a cool way to, I mean, that's still okay lah. And instead you give a pep talk, you give a pep talk about, you know what, you guys, you know what we call you guys in the, among the teachers, Jahannam. I'm like, wow, in the surah also you talk about that. So it's like, wow. So that is, I'm not sure that's toxic positivity or is just being toxic. Yeah, school is a hoax. Anyways, I don't know how long I've been talking, and if you're listening to this on YouTube, or if you agree to some of the things that I said, leave a like, subscribe, and just hit that notification bell button so that you don't miss the next episode of Zolimoli's Thoughts and Knots. Follow me on Instagram, Zolimoli, Twitch. Sometimes I stream art and games, so you don't want to miss. I say sometimes because I do it as a hobby. I don't do it every day. Zolimoli46 on Twitch. And if you're listening to this on Spotify or iTunes, if you can leave a like or just follow because I need to know who is listening and following. The more people, the better. Oh, and also if you think that whatever I'm saying is like, oh, this guy is kind of saying some things true, and oh, true, share it. Because I need more viewers, more people to listen. I need to make something out of YouTube also. See, being truthful is okay. And that is all. Sorry.